We're back on the trail at 9:15. Today is day 40. We got into the shelter last night about 8:45 p.m. and there were already 4 guys there. It's only a 4-person shelter. So we considered laying on the porch. It's like a little gravel patio and sleeping there, but then we just ended up pitching our tent and slept in the tent last night. So we got a bear bag hung, tent pitched, and I think we were probably in bed certainly by 9:30. It might have been earlier than that, but we slept hard for 11 hours. We feel good this morning. We are hiking about 16 miles to Dick's Creek Gap. North Star's gonna meet us, switch out some gear, do a little resupply, and put us back on the trail for maybe only another 20 miles or so to Unicoi Gap. And she's gonna pick us up at Unicoi, and we're gonna take a 0 on Tuesday. Today is Sunday. So we got 33, maybe 34 miles to cover in the next 2 days. That'll be pretty doable.
This is Muskrat Creek right here. We have 2.8 to Bly Gap, which is the border between Georgia and North Carolina. And we found out that I have a hole in my shoe. That's my sock right there. So it's probably only going to rip to like the rubber right there. And I'm going to get some new shoes in Dick's Creek Gap with Mom.
12 miles.
Yep. They just got to make it through the day.
We stopped for a little lunch break here, coming down Courthouse Bald. It's 12:30. We have a mile and a half to go before we are back home in Georgia. Bly Gap is just ahead. Here we are in Bly Gap, the oft photographed gnarly oak. Check this old guy out.
That's pretty cool.
That's a cool tree. Well, here we are at the North Carolina-Georgia border. 487.2 miles down this summer. I think we got like 78 to go.
Yeah.
It feels good to be back in our home state. This tree has begun a collection of state line markers. There is the classic pipe grown into the side of the tree with the marker that I think has been in my mind the longest. But then there's the new sign. Look at that.
Fancy.
That is some fancy signage. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like textured up in there. Look at that texture.
This is a really nice sign.
It's real nice. In Georgia, there are about maybe 35 peaks that are over 4,000 feet, which, 4,000 feet isn't like booming tall, but for Georgia, that's it. We don't have anything over 5,000 feet here. And we're just south of Bly Gap now, walking southbound. And on my right up here is Rich Knob. And I'm not exactly sure if Rich is over 4,000 feet or not. It is really close. But Rich Knob anchors the end of a long ridge headed west that has 6 or 7 4,000 foot peaks on it. So Georgia peak baggers walk the AT up here to this area right over here to my right, where they cut off into the woods and they ridge walk this ridge that Rich Knob is anchoring. And it's probably, I don't know, it'd make close to a 20-mile hike starting in Dick's Creek Gap, coming up here, that's 8 miles already, cutting up this hill behind me, and then walking that ridge maybe 9 or 10 miles out to the west. But you catch a bunch of tall peaks. So we're in some high country here as far as Georgia is concerned. I feel like we haven't had much to say today because we've just been head down walking. It's been a pleasant day. It's cool. The evening's coming on. It's 10 to 5. We're about maybe a mile out of Dix Creek Gap, and we're gonna have some friends from church, Scott and Molly, come with North Star and bring us some Subway. We're gonna tweak our kit just a little bit, so the next day is a little bit lighter weight, and we're gonna maybe head off into the woods again tonight, maybe after 7, see if we can get another 4 miles in, and which would set us up tomorrow for just a 13-mile day. And North Star will meet us again in Unicoi Gap, and we're gonna take a 0. So we're looking forward to friends and food and cold drinks and Unicoi Gap tomorrow. It's been a great day. We have met some neat people today, and we're gonna meet more neat ones too here in Dix Creek.
We're at Dix Creek Gap, and we were just met by North Star and 2 of our friends, Scott and Molly, and they brought us this smorgasbord of
Nice.
food and sandwiches. It's just been amazing. Are we leaving at like 7? We're leaving at like 7 to just hike on to
Deep Gap Shelter.
I don't even know the plan.
We're gonna pack out some fruit, some sandwiches,
Some Nerds Gummy
some
clusters.
cold drinks, some Nerds Gummy clusters, some Star Crunch and peanut butter. So thank you guys. This has been awesome.
Yay!
Yeah.
We just got out of Dix Creek Gap. It's 7:10, and we're hiking to Deep Gap Shelter. Reports of mice make us think we will probably tent there.
Here we are climbing Powell Mountain. A northbounder would never pay any attention to this, but for a southbounder coming out of Dix Creek Gap, this is 850 feet in a mile, and it hits 2 switchbacks at the beginning and then gets the nose of this ridge and just cranks straight up it. So it's a mile to the top, and while this is no Jacob's ladder, it is gonna get us right here at the end of the day. It's 7:40, but we are well fueled. So we're doing it. We got a breeze coming in here. The time is 8:30, and I think we're in Deep Gap. We're kind of like looking for a sign for the shelter. We are gonna stop here tonight. We had toyed with the idea of going a little further, but we don't have it. There's no rush. From here to Unicoi tomorrow is 13 miles. So we're gonna camp at Deep Gap, and then tomorrow it's Kelly Knob, Trey Mountain, Rocky Mountain. We've coined that the Georgia Triple Frown. We'll explain more tomorrow about that, but that's our day cut out for us tomorrow. It's a bunch of climbing. Yes?
Yes, this is the sign. Please.
Here we go. What's this say? Deep Gap, shelter, water. All right, so we're gonna walk down here and throw down.
Good night.
It's after sunset at Deep Gap Shelter, and the birds are putting on a concert.